Today, we're talking about a Shopify store that generates over $2 million per month. This e-commerce business came out of nowhere and has been quietly dominating an up-and-coming product category. In today's video, I'm doing a full deep dive going over all of the insights that I gathered while reviewing this in particular business. By the way, my name is Juan and I run my own e-commerce business, and I also run a growth firm where we partner with e-commerce businesses to help them fuel their growth. Now, with that said, let's dive in. So the business we're covering today is Her Fantasy Box. This is a business that, again, is doing $2 million per month. Recently, the founder posted a screenshot of one of their largest days, shattering their Black Friday sales. When he posted the screenshot, it was midday maybe, they were already at $650,000 in sales. Now, before we dive into more specifics, just a little bit of context on Her Fantasy Box. This is a business that was started back in 2022, right? There's articles online that kind of go over when they got started. But as you guys can see here, this business was founded literally in 2022 by this public health graduate, Kayla, and her partner as well. And so really, when you come across a business that has had this kind of explosive growth, where in 2 years they have done over $50 million, you obviously have to kind of pay attention and kind of get familiar with what allowed them to have this kind of growth. So some additional context on Her Fantasy Box. Currently, they're averaging roughly 430,000 monthly visitors on their website. Here's a breakdown of their social traffic, right? So they're getting social traffic from Twitter, from Facebook, from Reddit, from Instagram, from TikTok. They're on all socials, and they're doing a really good job at acquiring attention. Now, here's some insights regarding their overall search volume over time. As you can see, just in this past month, they've had over 61,000 Google searches, which is just absolutely crazy for a brand new business. Now, Her Fantasy Box is one of the fastest growing brands in the intimacy and feminine wellness space, offering a luxury subscription experience that's curated for women and couples. What they did is they tapped into a category that has seen explosive growth over the past years, which is vaginal health and feminine wellness. This is a category that a few years back wasn't really even spoken about, and all of a sudden it's just picked up steam. Now, as consumers' demand surged for cleaner and more empowering products in this space, Her Fantasy Box stepped in with a high-end curated solution that most brands were not offering. Instead of just offering one-time intimacy products, they deliver a monthly experience packed with plant-based essentials, relationship enticing tools, and a discreet packaging, which really just turns self-care into a ritual. And so overall, with the strong recurring revenue model, I mean, a lot of their emphasis is really pushing on one-time purchases, but also subscriptions. And so with that, a loyal customer base and a growing reach across social media, email marketing, paid search marketing, and more, they're not just selling products, they're helping redefine what intimacy and wellness looks like today. And so, really the reason for their success, there's a lot of different variables, but one of the things that stands out to me is leveraging trends, right? Again, this is a space that has been up and coming. And so they saw that opportunity and really went all in on, really building this brand into what it is today. And so let's go over some of their product insights. So here we have just a couple of their top selling products. So really, they started off with just a handful of individual products. One of their first products were these slippery box capsules, which are basically supplements that are formulated to support natural moisture and comfort. Then you have this Refresh pH Balancing Shower Gel, which is this product here, which is a gentle cleanser aimed at maintaining optimal pH levels. You then have the Body Magic, which are these, I'm not even sure how to really pronounce this, chlorophyll capsules, which are intended to aid in detoxification and odor control. And then you have the Renew Her Yoni Oil, which is designed to soothe and moisturize intimate areas. So again, right here, these are their main flagship products, which again, they sell individually on their website, but also this is one of their top selling bundles that they put together that includes their flagship products as well as other products as well that go hand in hand. And so, recently, again, overall feminine and care and products that are intended with helping females just maintaining overall better care has really picked up in popularity. And these are the initial products that I see that they started off with. Now, they also have now further expanded their product line, but overall, these are some of the main ones that I see consistently selling well on their website, as well as their Amazon, their TikTok shop, everywhere. And so just some overall insights from their product strategy. So really what they have is niche market positioning, Her fantasy box fills a gap in the relationship space by combining intimacy products and wellness into one elevated subscription experience curated specifically for couples. So even though they sell the individual products themselves, they do focus on pushing their individual subscription boxes that basically include all these products in one to make sure that individuals or couples have all the products that they need to again improve their overall intimacy experience. They do obviously focus on a strong recurring revenue model. I previously mentioned this. Obviously, their subscriptions is a big part of their business. They focus on emotional and lifestyle branding. They focus not just on the products, but on the relationship transformation they create, positioning the brand as a tool for deepening connection, not just physical pleasure, which is huge, right? They're building something that is not only around the product, but an overall better lifestyle, better brand. And the next thing that I have here is they have a big focus on community and empowerment focus. So they really focus on building loyalty through open conversation, body positive messaging, and a strong identity around empowerment, pleasure, and wellness. This is, again, a category where there hasn't really been much disruption done within, and they're really leveraging their messaging, their products, and their overall brand to stand out. I mean, even their product names and their product titles, as you can see, is really made to kind of stand out, right? Slippery box capsules, refresh pH balance and shower gel, body magic, renew her yoni. Like even from their product titles, they're really just tapping into that feminine and also they're tapping into culture and also like current Gen Z messaging, right? Because typically the market they're going after is more like Gen Z, right? And maybe partially like an older demographic. And so they're really building a brand even around their product names and making it unique and making it very easy for them to stand out. Last but not least, trust and presentation first strategy. So they have a high attention to discreet packaging, elevated visuals, and ingredient transparency that helps the brand stand out in the space that can feel low end or uncomfortable. And so, all in all, her fantasy box has carved out a unique space by blending luxury, intimacy, and wellness into a subscription box that feels both safe and elevated, which allows them to build long-term relationships, not just one-time purchases. And so, all in all, these are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I picked up after reviewing her fantasy box's products. Now, moving on to their organic marketing. So, obviously, they do super well when it comes to their organic marketing. I did a breakdown here. As you guys can see, this is their Instagram account that has over 400,000 followers. They do a really good job at creating unique content that really stands out across the board. Recently, they did a collaboration with Cardi B, which is a well-known celebrity and probably like one of the best people they probably could have collaborated with for their products because her audience is like very well aligned with their overall brand and messaging. And so, recently when this screenshot was posted with their revenue, this was right after this collaboration went live. So most likely, like this obviously spiked their overall sales and was well worth whatever they spent on the collaboration with Cardi B. I mean, they got much more brand awareness, they got direct sales, and now their brand is associated with a well-known public figure who is well known in the space and has an audience that resonates with the audience they're looking to target. So overall, they do super well when it comes to the organic. But apart from just these celebrity collaborations, because they haven't done many of these from what I see, really they just have a focus on creating organic content that really focuses on educating their consumers, community building, social media engagement, building transparency and trust, and a lot more, right? If you look through all their socials, again, they have a wide variety of different content, but this is their Instagram page. They have over 400,000 followers. Here you can see their TikTok. Their TikTok, what's interesting is that they have 281,000 followers, so they have a smaller follower count than their Instagram, but they do extremely well between their TikTok and their TikTok shop. On TikTok Shop alone, in the last 30 days, they have done $1.2 million in sales, which is just crazy, right? And if you look at some of the content that they're posting organically, as well as on their TikTok shop, there's a lot of correlations. Like they have a big focus on education, leveraging trends, and a lot more. I mean, some of the main kind of insights that I put together were when reviewing their messaging is that they really focus on having empowerment driven messaging. They consistently promote themes of confidence, self care, intimacy, and more through their content, which really helps position the brand as more than just a product or a subscription that you're purchasing. Instead, it's an experience built around empowerment and connection, right? That's really what they go for with their overall messaging from what I picked up. Again, they have a big focus on community building. They built their overall community around these fantasy bays, which is a community that reinforces loyalty through shared values, open conversations, and a space for customers to feel seen and supported, especially around topics often considered taboo or censored or intimate. They have a big focus on educational content as well. The brand shares informative posts and blog articles around the ingredients they use, wellness routines, and feminine care overall, which focuses on building trust and positioning the brand as a go-to resource for intimate wellness. They have pretty good engagement across the board, right? Across all their socials, TikTok, and more. And again, they have a big focus on also transparency and trust by clearly showcasing their ingredients, their product benefits, and usage across platforms. The brand reinforces the credibility, and this really helps building trust within their consumers. And so, all in all, these are some of the main insights that I kind of picked up from reviewing their overall organic marketing. Now, from my experience, organic marketing plays a big role onto your overall marketing ecosystem. So I wanted to make sure I kind of highlighted some of the main key insights that I kind of picked up from reviewing their organic marketing. Now, moving on to their paid social ads. So obviously, to have this kind of explosive growth where you're making $2 million per month, you need more than just organic marketing. You also need to be running paid social ads. And so I took the time to review and get insights from what they're doing when it comes to their paid social ads. So one of the first things is that you're going to notice that they're running a wide variety of different creatives on different platforms. So they're running ads on Meta. They're running a combination of video creatives. And these are some of the videos that I kind of went and saw from their Meta ads library. They're running static image creatives, which if you wanted to kind of see them, you could just come on their ads library and see the different types of videos that they're running. Now, what stands out about them is the wide variety of types of content that they have. When you look at their videos, notice how their videos are, again, they really leverage the messaging, which is tailored to their brand and the overall positioning that they have. And so here's a quick example of one of their video ads on Meta. I'll quickly play the video.
This one they call yummy, bitch. You're going to be yummy. You're going to taste yummy. You're going to want to kiss yourself. I don't understand. I don't know what they put in here. Is it magic? This combo right here. This is the combo that gets you 8 off the bone.
So obviously the messaging is tailored towards women, giving them better hygiene, making them taste better, all these benefits that really only have upsides for women. So it's very hard for their ideal customer to see this and not really be attracted to know more about the product, especially when she's saying that it basically is like magic, right? And so that's just a quick example of like some of their videos. Again, they have a wide variety of different videos that are just like that, that really just directly speaks to their audience, right? And highlights a problem that maybe they have, which is, again, keeping up with hygiene and how they can have their products help them with that issue. And so those are some of their video ads. Also, if you go through and you look at some of their static images, they have very well put together static images like this one here, where I'll quickly zoom in. So 5 things that will happen with the balance bundle. You'll taste like dessert down there. You'll feel like a slip and slide. You'll smell fresh as FAF. Your pH will be perfectly balanced. Your sex life will skyrocket and more. And so they're obviously highlighting the key benefits of buying their balance bundle and how it really helps. And so they have very well put together static images. As you continue, if you look through their TikTok, right, and you look at the ads they're running for their TikTok shop, there are a lot of similarities. Now, to be fair, on TikTok shop specifically, people get aggressive on TikTok shop and they make just like insane claims. So obviously on TikTok, you will see much more aggressive videos of people just really taking it a step above and like making like crazy claims. But a lot of their videos are similar to like what you see on their Meta ads library, but you can get some really good ideas from what they're doing across their paid social ads. If you wanted to, get some ideas on what could possibly work for your business. And then here I have some examples of some YouTube ads. Now, what stands out about this business in particularly is how they approach their YouTube ads. They basically have taken the time to invest in high quality content and really run these creatives on YouTube, which allows them to take up more real estate, but also really educate someone further on the brand and really sell someone a lot more with high production content. So I was pretty impressed with some of the videos that they put together. If you ever wanted to see the YouTube ads that any business is running, you can just go to the Google Ads library and actually see all these ads. So I quickly pulled up the link to this one. This is actually a very well put together video. It's high quality for them, for their business. It makes sense for them to put together this video. I'll quickly play it here because this is actually a pretty interesting video. Like they got a pretty decent hook and like overall, like I got to give them their props for taking the time to put together these kind of videos. So I'll quickly play it here.
Don't do anything. Don't get the fire.
No, watch out, Jay. Fire. You can't go in there right now.
Man, I gotta make sure my wife good.
We just
Outside. She ran back inside.
Her fantasy products.
So basically the intro and hook of this video is that this house is burning and the fact that his wife ran back inside to get their products. And then he says her fantasy box, implying that she ran back inside a burning house to get her fantasy box products. And then it kind of shows the rest of it. And so overall, like, they're finding unique ways to get attention and educate, potential customers or existing customers on like their products and like how badly, people that have the products want it and more. And so in my opinion, they're crushing it on YouTube. Obviously you can see some of their videos. If you actually go on YouTube, they're getting, hundreds of thousands of views, even millions of views in some. And so obviously their YouTube ads are very well put together and also doing well. They're also running YouTube Shorts. So if you go through and you look at their Google Ads library, you can see some of the YouTube Shorts ads that they're running. Any of the videos that you see that are in story format like this, these are specific videos that are running on YouTube Shorts. And so all in all, there's a lot of insights that you can gather from reviewing what they're doing on paid social and what's working for them, right? And the reason why I like to take the time to review what's currently working for them on paid social is because, again, any business that can come out of the gate and can do so well such short time period and can get results with their paid social ads, there's probably going to be insights that you can kind of pick up. And so I like to kind of go through and look at what's working for them and try to leverage some of these insights for my own e-commerce business and also for all the other e-commerce businesses that we work with. And so all in all, these are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I took away from them. They have a wide variety of creative formats. So the brand utilizes a mix of static images, carousel ads, and video ads to showcase all their products, highlight their customer testimonials, and ensure that there's a wide variety of content to capture the audience's interest, community engagement. And so they encourage users to share different content with them, right? Sharing their customer reviews, their overall experience with their products. And so it makes it easy for them to source all this content. Data-driven optimization. So I'm pretty confident, you're not spending the level of ad spend that they're spending and also getting the kind of performance they're probably getting from their ads without having a data-driven approach where monitoring your ad performance and making data-informed decisions to refine your overall strategy and creatives to get the best possible results. And then they also have strategic campaign structuring. You'll notice that her fantasy box, they have specific ads that are meant to speak to different customers that are in different stages of the consumer journey. So somebody that's brand new, they're most likely seeing a specific style of ad versus like somebody that's already visited their website and has not purchased. They're probably seeing a specific style ad that has much more tailored messaging to kind of get them to come back and finish their purchase. And so all in all, a lot of good insights to kind of get from them, right? If you go through and you take the time to kind of break down, what kind of hooks are they using on their creatives? What's their body of their creatives? There's just overall like a lot of insights you can get here. And so all in all, these are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got from reviewing their paid social ads. Now, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing your business, down below this video, there's going to be a link in the description where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. On that call, we can get to know more about you and your business. And from there, we can put together an action plan going over exactly how we can support you and help you grow your business. Now, moving on, here's a quick deep dive on their Google ads. So one of the first things I want to go over is their Google shopping ads. If you go right now and you type in things like women's vaginal odor products, you'll notice that, there are other competitors that are in this space and they are also showing up when it comes to the Google shopping ads. Now, one of the key things you'll notice is that their Google shopping listing, which is this one here, automatically stands out, in my opinion, compared to all of the other listings that you see. And there's a couple different reasons as to why, which I kind of broke down here. One of the first ones is they have a very big focus on visually standing out. You'll notice that with this image right here, compared to everybody else, their image has a different background, right? It has a focus on this like lifestyle aspect. They're using literally a lifestyle image instead of a product focused image with a plain white background, which just that alone makes it stand out. Notice how also, for their duos, instead of like how this business has it here on the side, they have a lifestyle photo and then they have their duos where they have one product here and then they have their other product elevated a little bit higher. Just kind of makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. And so that's one of the things that obviously very quickly stood out. Now, if you look at some of the rest of their Google shopping listings, you'll notice that they're doubling down on this approach of like having very unique Google shopping images. Notice how this image here is just an individual product with, again, a lifestyle image. And then notice how this image here has their bundles, but it has a solid color background. And so even the way that they have their products placed looks different than like how most Google shopping listings look. And so all in all, they have a very big focus on having unique images that just automatically make their Google shopping listings stand out. You'll notice that again, they have a big focus on branded and a premium feel. This allows them to keep a consistent and elevated look across the board, which really helps with the brand's overall positioning. Notice that For their product titles, here they have boric acid, vaginal wash, and suppository duo. Now, if you look at the rest of their product titles, again, they're all very well put together, right? They're all made to allow the user to get an instant overview of exactly what the product does, like right away. So here you have this one, intimate body wash for women, pH balancing. Then you have the next one, feminine hygiene self-care bundle. And then this one is the same title I covered before. But all their product titles are very well put together so that right away you can kind of get an idea of the product, the benefits, and more. They have social proof on their Google Shopping listings, and they have, again, a wide variety of different types of products, right? They have individual products, they have their duos, they have their bundles. And so they just have a wide variety of options available on their Google Shopping ads. And so all in all, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got from reviewing their Google Shopping ads. The main reason I wanted to cover those is because from my experience, when you have a big focus on optimizing your Google Shopping images and your Google Shopping titles, you can get much better performance, and you can find a lot more arbitrage opportunities to have your rankings rank a lot better and just stand out a lot more compared to like other competitor listings that are out there, right? These other competitors, as you can see, they're not even really trying to have their listings stand out. Really, besides like this one here, they have a little bit of a different colored background. This one here stands out a little bit because of the background, but their image is too small. Again, just looking at what her fantasy box is doing is just very well done across the board, in my opinion, and what I typically see work well when it comes to Google Shopping ads. So those are some key takeaways there. Now, here's an overview on their Google search ads. So here's a couple of their search ads that I came across, right? And some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got from them is that they use bold, direct copy, which is a combination of playful, unfiltered headlines and descriptions that really is focused on grabbing people's attention and really breaking taboos, right? You're not seeing your usual like Google search ads. Like they're using things like her fantasies slippery wet box, have a dangerously wet coochie. You're not seeing a lot of different businesses advertising this way. And so looking at some of their ad copy, right, it just instantly makes it stand out. And it's like a pattern interrupt, which will stop someone from scrolling and actually click on their ad. They have a problem solution focus, which their ads tackle intimate concerns like head-on odor, dryness, ingrown hairs, and more. And then they highlight, clear remedies that they have, like with their products. They have a relatable tone, right? They have a conversational language that mirrors how real customers talk and actually search. Like people do take the time to search for things like armpit odor or gentle care for your kitty or your coochie, smelling fresh and having your vagina smell fresh. Like they just go out and about, like, and they're just bold with their ads across the board. But at the end of the day, it's super relatable because these are like keywords and search terms that people are putting into Google. And so all in all, the main takeaway that I have is that their ads stand out by being bold, relatable, and hyper specific, which helps them own a space that most brands avoid. Like again, most brands are not going to go out and have their ads have this kind of messaging, but they will, and that's what makes them even more relatable. And so in this space where individuals have many options on where to buy from, people are going to choose brands that they can relate a lot more to. And if you have a brand that speaks to you and that you can relate to a lot more, you're most likely going to be inclined to purchase from them or compared to anybody else. So all in all, those are some of the main key takeaways that I got from reviewing their Google search ads. Now, moving on, let's discuss her fantasy box's offers. So if you go on their website, you'll notice that they have a couple different offers that you can take advantage of. And in my opinion, I like the approach because they have different offers that are tailored to both brand new customers that are shopping for the first time and also existing customers that are looking to come back and purchase more. So for example, if you go on the website, you'll notice that they have right away a quiz that if you actually go through the quiz and fill it out, you can get up to a 50% discount. Now, I think this is genius because they get to gather a lot of insights on the potential customers. And then at the end, they can recommend them the exact products that are the best fit for them in their current scenario, right? Whether they're super sensitive or whether they're struggling with odor, or like whatever the case may be, they can tell them exactly what to buy. And this helps with many different things, like just even improving the overall customer experience. Like a customer may not know what product is the best fit for them, but this quiz will help them figure that out. So that's obviously huge. Next, for existing customers that have already purchased, right, if they want to come back and purchase more, well, now they have an option where they can buy these value packs and basically they can save more as they purchase more, right? So if you buy 2 bottles, you can save $11. If you buy 4, you can save $22, which is great, right? This just helps with boosting the overall average order value. And then of course, the holy grail, which is what a lot of businesses focus on, which is subscribe and save. So if you want to come back and purchase, they give up to a 15% discount if you subscribe. And obviously, they have a very big focus on this because they want to keep people subscribed and using their products. And this is actually a product where it makes sense to have a subscription on, since they'll most likely be using it if they're having issues with like odor or ingrown hairs and more. And so overall, these are some of the main kind of key offers and some of the main takeaways that I have. Overall, I think, they're strategically having individual offers for brand new customers, but also having offers that are appealed more to existing customers. And they're getting the best of both worlds, which I thought really stood out from what they're doing. So those are the main kind of key takeaways when it comes to their offers. Now, they have other things, right? If you go on their website, you'll notice that you can also get free shipping if you spend over $35, which this will help also kind of bring up the average order value. But those are some of the main things that I kind of took away from reviewing their offers. Now, last thing I wanted to go over is their website and their landing page. Now, there is a lot you can take away from reviewing their website and how it's put together. This is their product page, but if you go on their homepage here, you can kind of get familiar with overall like their homepage, right? They kind of start off with a massive big headline: best feminine hygiene products. They have their main hero image here. Then they lean into the social proof right away, right? 1 million verified customers. We're the number one choice for organic women's vaginal health. They're kind of pointing out how they're viral as well. And then they kind of go over into more specifics, right? Like they're female founded. They are expert developed. They're using clean ingredients. They're tested and proven. They kind of cover a little bit more about the ingredients here. And they kind of point you to their quiz. And so all in all, like they kind of cover also like some of the main things that women kind of struggle with sometimes, which is vaginal pH, vaginal odor, vaginal flora, and more. And they kind of go over like how their products can help with that. And so there are a lot of insights that you can kind of pick up from reviewing their products, right? How they position their products as like a routine, right? Like, hey, this is the product they use in the morning. This is what you use in the evening. And then this one you can use anytime. So like they're doing a lot of things extremely well. All in all, some of the main key takeaways that I had is that they have empowering hooks and relatable messaging, right? The homepage, it immediately addresses common feminine concerns like odor, dryness, and ingrown hairs. And they use approachable language that resonates with their audience. This direct approach really fosters trust and positions the brand as the main solution provider in their space. They also have a big focus on clear product differentiation. So her fantasy box has an emphasis on the use of plant-based, chemical-free ingredients, setting itself apart from other competitors, right? And so by categorizing their products based on specific concerns, like this product will help you for your vaginal odor, for vaginal dryness, they simplify the shopping experience and just make it a lot easier for people to purchase. Of course, I already kind of went over how they have many good offers for people that want to come back and purchase and maybe continue to purchase their products. So they have different subscription and then bundle offers. They have a bunch of social proof. They have a big focus on community and lifestyle and branding. And overall, like they have a very conversion focused website, but also landing page, right? If you go back on their specific products, right? Let's just say we click on shop all and you go and you look at their individual product page on both desktop and mobile, you'll just notice that it's very well put together, right? This is their initial page. Then you kind of dive in. This is what it looks like also like on mobile. You can kind of play around with it, familiar with what that looks like, but they have everything that you need to know on their product page, right? And so all in all, like they're doing a great job on their website, and there's a lot of things that could be picked up from reviewing. And so, really the reason why her fantasy box is getting the kind of results they're getting and why they have had this kind of explosive growth is that you notice that they're just doing a really good job across their board, right? They have good products. They have a great focus on their organic marketing, and they're doing super well there, doing very well with their paid social ads. They have a big focus on their paid search ads on Google. They have good offers. I'm sure they have a good email marketing. They're on Amazon, right? They have a good website and landing page. Like they're doing everything, which is really what you need to get good results. In this e-commerce space, it's all about your entire ecosystem. You can't have a good website and a bad product. You can't have a good product, but then not ads that represent the products and highlight the ownership benefits of the product and more. And so all in all, from my experience, the brands that are doing the best and are getting this kind of explosive growth, they have a big focus on all of these key components across the board, right? And so wanted to kind of quickly touch on that. Now, really to conclude, her fantasy box is one of the most unique and fast growing brands in the feminine wellness space. And their rapid rise is no accident. Their growth is powered by a well-executed strategy across every single part of the funnel. They have a bold paid social strategy and diverse creatives, short form video ads, and emotionally engaging storytelling. And they're doing the same thing on their organic content. They have a conversion optimized landing page experience built on personalization, education, and trust. They have product positioning that blends intimacy, wellness, and empowerment in a way that few brands have dared to explore, right? As you guys saw, even from their messaging, it's just bold and a lot more relatable, which again was like really what they're leaning into. They have a community first branding approach that creates loyalty through authenticity, transparency, and shared values. And so, all in all, her fantasy box, they're not just selling products, they're leading a category shift by owning a fast growing niche, building emotional connection, and delivering a premium reoccurring experience. They're laying out the blueprint for how to scale a purpose driven brand in the wellness space. And so there's a lot of insights that you can get if you're running an e-commerce business and you wanted to learn across any of these individual categories on how to improve, right? That's typically what I do. I take the time to gather insights from the world's cutting edge and leading brands and figure out how to leverage those insights for my own e-commerce business and then for all the other e-commerce businesses that we work with. And so with that said, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing your e-commerce business, down below this video, there's going to be a link in the description where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. On that call, we'll get to know more about you and your business. And from there, we'll put together an action plan going over exactly how we can support you on growing your business. Now, that's pretty much everything from this video. As always, if you guys enjoyed, I would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like on the video. If you have any questions about anything that I covered in today's video, drop it down below and I'll get back to you. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.